Hey Pokedad fan club, it's me Pokedad, and today I'm showing my attacking Hoopa list off. This is a deck that is really dear to me because I've done really well at cups with it. And even though there's a lot of baby Buzzwole out there, I think it's still, that match is still winnable. At first I didn't, but we've got a lot of Buzz hate in this deck. So I think it is very winnable. You just have to play it kind of smart, and also you gotta hope that you hit the cards you need when you need them. But as far as like Malamar and Zoroark, the deck is really good against those variants. So we'll give this a shot. Looks like we're going against a water deck, so I'm not sure if we're going against Greninja or what. Looks like Froakie, so I don't know if we're looking at a... Oh, that was a really good hand too, but they end us... Don't know if we're going against Greninja Break or not. If it is against Greninja Break, that's a kind of grindy match. I am not sure that if it is Greninja Break or if it's just a regular Greninja. But we're going to throw this Giratina promo down just in case anyway. And we'll put a float stone on the Giratina promo. And we will put an energy on Hoopa. And we will Sycamore here and see what we get. We got a decent hand here. Wondering if we want to go ahead and get a Rangaroo down. I think we probably do. Or we could just get another Hoopa. Yeah, I'll just put another Hoopa down for right now. And I don't necessarily want to bench. The Lugia is okay too. The last thing I really want though is for them to... Well, they usually don't play Guzma. We probably could bench it safely. But I think for right now we're just going to pass. We'll be able to attach and attack next turn. And go ahead and take a knockout. We're seeing a Bridget, so this is making me think that this is not actually yeah, this is Greninja GX is what this is making me think. And that's okay. We still should be fine even with this, because they don't have a lot of attackers that can hurt Hoopa. And even though their GXs can hurt us, when they evolve, I'm not too super concerned about it. I almost want to Acerola here, but I think I'm just gonna hold this hand and just attack. It's possible they could end it away from us, but I really like this hand here, and I don't really see... I'd like him to go ahead and hit this again before we Acerola it. So we see Cynthia come down. The only thing is I would like to get an energy attachment in for next turn. But look at a timer ball, so we're going to see one heads. So we'll see if they spread this damage around or if they try to put it all in one place. They are going to put it there, and then they're going to super scoop up, get ahead, so they are going to go ahead and be able to evolve again. And looks like they're going to put another there. If they get another Frogadier, they can knock it out. But yeah, I kind of played it. This is exactly what I want to do now. I want to Acerola and get that damage out of here, and that's exactly. And then we also top deck the energy, which was really good. So we'll go ahead and get the Hoopa, put the Hoopa back down. I don't think there's any reason to bench anything else, and we'll just go ahead and Super Psybolt here for the knockout. Get a special charge. We don't really need that right now. probably looking to end next turn. Don't think Mewtwo... Oh, they're going to end us. Mewtwo isn't super important to us here. Shining Lugia could come important. But I think for the most part the Hoopas can do most of the work. Probably should have got Oranguru down, but no worries. So we're gonna see some more damage come in. That's fine. I'm kind of... The only thing I'm concerned about now is we don't have a draw supporter. So they are retreating, and they are going to bring up this guy, but I can just knock him out, which does not make sense. But I will go ahead and do it anyway. We want to go ahead and play the max elixirs to hopefully thin our deck as much as possible, because we are going to need some top decks here. I'll go ahead and put another max elixir down, and we'll hit that. And now we'll have another one ready to go. I don't know that I want to bench this just yet, so we're just gonna super Psybolt here and take a knockout on this Frogadier. I'm not sure. I guess that's the only way he can hurt us. That's a really good grab for us also. He's bringing up the Froakie. And he's Sycamoring here. Yeah, I mean, the Greninja GXs can't do anything, so maybe if he can put them back into his deck, then he can reuse the ability. And I'm sure this Hoopa is going to go down eventually. Float Stone to Giratina, so that's kind of problematic. We could see a counter catcher come up, bring that up. That could be a problem for us. We see a Float Stone, and we see a breakthrough here, doing some more damage to us. We'll go ahead and E-hammer that. We play 3 E-hammers, but that's mostly for the baby Buzzwole hate that we have in the deck. And I'm gonna go ahead and attach. If I put 40 more damage, how does that affect the math? So it would be 20. Breakthrough's only gonna do 10. Water Drip would do 20. Yeah, I think I'm gonna put this here. It actually gives it a little bit longer life, and we'll just Super Psybolt for 90, and we've got this game pretty much under control. He's got another Field Blower, which is fine. He's still... Breakthrough still is not taking a knockout, but the Frogadier will take a knockout, which is fine. Alright, so he finally got his first knockout there. Alright, we'll bring up this Hoopa. It'll take less damage. And we see another Sycamore coming down. But we have... Our opponent has used a lot of resources already. This breakthrough isn't going to do much. It's going to do 10. Looks like we've got a super scoop up coming. They're bringing the Latios up, okay, and they're certainly not going to hit with the Frogadier, are they? No, they're bringing the Latios back up again. That really only saves them one turn. We'll go ahead and... I don't know if we do anything here. Unfortunately, sometimes this is what happens with Hoopa, is you stall out. But I am not really too concerned about it at this point. I don't really want to put this Hoopa down, just in case if they do play Guzma. I don't want them to Guzma up and just start hitting stuff on the bench. So for right now, we'll just hold off. We do see a Rescue Stretcher here, so Rescue Stretcher will put probably put 3 cards back in the deck. Yeah, they're gonna put the Froakie, Frogadier, and Latios back in the deck. They're at 16 cards already, so they're really flying through their deck. But they just break through again, doing 10 damage. We're gonna then take a knockout. We could get Oranguru here. I think that's good. So we're gonna Ultra Ball. We'll get rid of the weakness policy and the Hoopa, and then we can actually rescue Stretcher. The Hoopa's back in, so we'll go ahead and grab Oranguru. Hopefully we'll get 3 cards off this Instruct. And I played 2 Super Rods, so I think we can just put 1 Hoopa back and 2 energies. That probably feels better. And then we will Instruct for 3. Hopefully we'll get something valuable here. Get an energy and an N. Alright, we're going to play an energy to Oranguru. That's the next attacker up. And we will N. And we're going to go ahead and use Max Elixir. We'll put it on the Oranguru. So now we'll have Oranguru set up. And we're going to take a knockout right here. And if he does not, if she does not turn this into a Greninja, then okay. And the Greninja does come down. We expected that though. We might actually see a GX attack on the Frogadier. We're seeing. Oh, we saw the Lele come down here. Interesting. I'm probably going to take this Froakie out, though. The breakthroughs don't really concern me too much. Or do I want to go after the Latios? Yeah, I think Latios still can't really do a whole lot to us. Yeah, I think I want to take the Froakie out. I guess we'll go ahead and put the energy here. I'm pretty sure that Greninja is going to take this out with its GX attack though. But we will go ahead and Super Cycle, going down to 2 prizes here. And we get a Palpad, that's pretty good. We could probably just put the Sycamore and maybe the Acerola back in. Probably Sycamore next turn. See a Super Scoop up here with it for a Tails. Our opponent only has 5 cards left in deck. We're going to see a Wonder Tag. See a Guzma here. So our opponent is going to Guzma up the Giratina. Okay. And we're going to see a breakthrough here. Alrighty. Well, now that we got a Guzma here, I think we can just Guzma up this Lele and put damage on it that way. Is that what I want to do? I think so. We'll Guzma up the Lele and we'll Super Cybolt it. And that means we'll probably put a Guzma and an Acerola back in the deck. Our opponent's down to 3 cards, and yeah, we see a Scoop here. So anyway, guys, I'm going to keep it kind of short today. I will tell you that the list I'll show you the list in just a minute. But I'm keeping it short because I'm getting prepped for NAIC, and so I'm not going to do a second battle today, but I will show you this list. I think this list is a strong list for NAIC if you're going to it, and I think Hoopa will probably still continue to be good even after rotation. even though matter of fact, I think it might even be better than it is now, because Baby Buzzwole will lose strong energy, and weakness policy will still be in the format. Most Baby Buzzwoles don't use field blowers. So we'll take a look at the list real quick. I'm going to just outline a few things that I really love about the deck, and we'll go from there. The first thing I should point out is that we play 2 Shining Lugia. I know that a lot of people that have been successful with Hoopa have not played Shining Lugia, but I am a big advocate of Shining Lugia. Shining Lugia has the Argent Wing attack for 60 damage for 3 colorless, and then 60 more if your opponent has an ability. This allows Shining Lugia to go head to head with cards like Gallade, knocking out Garbodors, taking out a Diancie Prism Star. It's able to take out a lot of important cards that would give Hoopa trouble. So I think Shining Lugia kind of does the dirty work. And then once Shining Lugia can kind of clear the stuff that's giving Hoopa problems, then Hoopa can just win the game by tanking against stuff that can't hurt it. So I play 2 Shining Lugias. I think it's better than Mewtwo. I think it's better than Latios. Speaking of Mewtwo, though, I do still play 1, just because it's a quick response to Buzzwole. You know, if they Beast Ring to a Baby Buzzwole, you can slap a DCE on the Mewtwo and take it out. 4 Hoopas, the 1 Giratina. If you don't have Giratina, Greninja Break is an auto loss. However, if you do have Giratina in there, I think it turns it from a auto loss to a slightly favorable match. Maybe even more than slightly favorable. I have not lost against Greninja Break as long as I did not prize Tina promo. So that's how I feel about the match. And then of course we've got the 1 Oranguru, and that's because we don't have any GXs, we don't have Lele, so sometimes we do get stuck. So Oranguru can get us out of a tough situation, as you saw in that last match. Let's talk about the Buzzwole hate. I think Shining Lugia is part of that, Mewtwo is part of that, but 3 Enhanced Hammers is part of that too. I mean, if you can keep their strong energies off the field, and you have the weakness policies in play, and Shining Lugia is resistant to fighting, then they're not going to be able to hit as hard. And if you can get an early game Guzma on a Diancie Prism Star, you have really crippled their buffing ability. And now, even if they're hitting you for weakness on Hoopa, they're usually only doing, 60 damage. And then of course we've got the weakness policies, so we can put those on the Hoopas, or we can put them on Mewtwo if we're fighting against a psychic deck. It's just really good. The weakness policies are the other part. So I guess the keys are Lugia, Mewtwo, Enhanced Hammer, and weakness policy. Against Zoroark, the Enhanced Hammers come in really helpful too, because you're constantly taking off their DCEs, and they usually don't have a lot that can hurt you anyway. And then we still play 3 Fighting Fury Belts, the typical 9 Dark and 4 double colorless, along with the 4 Max Elixirs to help you get powered up quickly. 2 Float Stones. This is the one area where I don't like. I used to play a Tapu Koko promo, and you could still play that if you wanted to. You could probably cut a Shining Lugia and put a Tapu Koko promo in, and that I would consider that as my 3rd Float Stone. The only that this is a problem, and that's why you have to be careful what you bench, because then they can just Guzma it up and take it out. So you want to be real careful. You can play a 3rd Float Stone or a Tapu Koko promo and drop the Lugia down to 1. 3 Sycamores, 3 Ns, 3 Cynthias, 9 Draw Supporters. There could be an argument for a 10th Draw Supporter, but the problem is Acerola is too powerful to get rid of, and that's probably where you would have to cut if you wanted to add another Draw Supporter. 4 Guzmas are just so important. And then we play the Pal Pad, which allows us to get the supporters back. Typically in the late game it gets the Acerolas and the Guzmas back, but if you have to Sycamore it away early, you can even get draw supporters back. So I love Pal Pad. I play it in a lot of my decks just because it really is useful to getting supporters back that maybe had to get rid of early game, especially what I call specialist supporters, as like Guzma and Acerola. We also have a lot of recursion to get our energies back. Because Shining Lugia, you will get the second attack powered up, and it's especially good against Buzzwole. Arrow Force does 130 damage, which is just what you need to knock out a baby Buzzwole. And so it's not impossible to get this powered up, a DCE, a Max Elixir, and then next turn you attach. Or sometimes you just get the Argent Wing off, the Shining Lugia doesn't go down, and then you can get an Arrow Force off the very next turn. And so because of that though, you have to discard an energy. So we play a lot of ways to get our energy back. We play Super Rod, 2 of them, and 1 special charge. Some people play Rescue Stretcher. In this case though, I have 5 ball searches. I have 3 nest balls. So I would rather put the Pokemon back into the deck along with some energy and then nest ball them back to the bench, as opposed to just getting them back into my hand directly with a Rescue Stretcher. We also play 2 Ultra Balls. Normally this deck just plays 4 nest balls, but because we have in some matchups cards like Enhanced Hammer and Weakness Policy become dead, and we want to use the Ultra Balls to get those out of the deck. So when we have to use our Shuffle Draw, those cards don't end up coming back and clogging our hand up. So that's why I play 2 Ultra Balls instead of just 4 Nest Balls. And I also like the fact that we've got a 5th ball search here. Anyway guys, that is the list. I hope you enjoyed. This is actually one of my favorite decks. I know a lot of people are calling it childish, but that's okay. The inner child in me wants to play this. So if the inner child in you wants to play it, then by all means play it also. Until next time, hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't, and leave a comment below telling me what you think of this deck. And until next time, Pokedad Fan Club, we'll talk to you later.